The City Council approves and rejects proposals for the Home Rule Charter. Mayor Sisitsky intends to ensure that Loring Arena will open on time, and Daniels Table paves the way for its new downtown site. I'm Brendan Fitzpatrick, and this is The Frame, Framingham News in Focus. Hi, and welcome to The Frame, an initiative of Access Framingham. We start tonight with a recap of the recent City Council meeting as officials approved and rejected suggested changes for the Framingham Home Rule Charter, which outlines the municipal government's functions. The Framingham Charter Review Committee finalized their recommendations back in June, after months of work. Their proposals, as explained on Tuesday by Chair Adam Blummer, included changes to boost interest in the civic process, create a more transparent system of government, and make efforts to increase climate resiliency.
We went through a long process of listening to a whole lot of people, sharing some thoughts amongst ourselves, going through every part of the charter from the start to the finish in painstaking detail. I think the committee tried to think carefully about what would help Framingham be the best government it could be and best serve the community.
Now, we don't have time to go over every single decision made on Tuesday, as the meeting took nearly 3.5 hours to finish, but here are a few key ones for you. First, the City Council approved a provision that would prevent any elected official locally from holding another elected chair at any level of government. The suggestion to create the charter-mandated role of Chief Climate and Sustainability Officer was also passed. That person would be tasked with focusing on projects and policies to address climate and sustainability challenges, a task that Vice Chair of the Charter Review Committee, Susan Craighead, and other council members described as critical. The entire list of proposed changes to the Home Rule Charter will be put up to a vote next November during the municipal election. For an in-depth look at all of the accepted and rejected proposals to the Charter, along with other local stories that matter, log on to our website, www.theframe.news. From municipal developments to feature pieces we've recently completed, it's all there. In other news, state officials announced late last week that West Nile virus was detected in mosquitoes collected within Framingham in late July. It's a part of 11 positive mosquito samples in Middlesex County this year and 124 samples in the state overall as of the time of this podcast recording, according to the Massachusetts Department of Public Health. One positive human case of the virus has been detected in Hampden County, while locally, Framingham is currently classified at a moderate risk for West Nile. Now, West Nile is typically spread by bites from infected mosquitoes, and this time of year, the summer and the fall, is usually an active one for mosquitoes. The virus can lead to symptoms like fevers, aches, rashes, and flu-like illnesses in all ages, though those who are older than 50 are at a higher risk. Serious illness is possible, but it is rare. The CDC reports that about 1 out of every 150 people infected develop serious symptoms. Local and state officials are advising residents of ways to reduce the risk of getting West Nile. Insect repellent should be worn when outdoors, while any activities outside should be reduced during the peak hours of mosquito activity, between dusk and dawn. Long pants, sleeves, and high socks are recommended if you do have to go outside at those times. Around the home, standing water should be drained in order to prevent mosquito eggs from being laid, while screens for doors and windows should be installed or replaced. Local skaters rejoice. Mayor Sisitsky has expressed his intention to open Framingham's Loring Arena on time for the winter season. This news comes after the arena's director, Richard Weston, along with the assistant director and another employee at Loring, submitted their papers for retirement at the end of June, which also marked the end of the city's fiscal year. In a statement, Charlie Sisitsky noted that while city officials conducted interviews for replacement candidates, they simultaneously issued a request for private proposals to run Loring as a backup option in order to keep local hockey, public skating, and other activities on track. That request has since been rescinded as Sisitsky explained that municipal officials have a quality slate of candidates to lead Loring going forward. Some Public Works notes that Framingham residents should be aware of now. A slate of work to improve infrastructure on 2nd Street is set to begin this upcoming Monday, August 12th. Water main on 2nd Street between Beaver Street and Terrali Terrace, as well as along Terrali from 2nd to Beaver Park Road, will be upgraded during this phase of the work, which is set to take around 8 weeks to complete. Also, Eversource has provided estimated completion times for a pair of gas projects. Work continues around Framingham State to get gas mains on State Street and Maple Street, with early November being the target for completion there. Mains have also begun to be installed in the Salem End Road and Singletary Lane area. That work is expected to wrap up in late November. A reminder to you now that you can find the Frames podcast on Spotify and SoundCloud, as well as on Access Framingham's YouTube channel, where you can find even more locally produced news stories and media. We provide more information on our social media pages too. Follow us on Instagram and X. The handle for both of those accounts is @FrameNews_. You can find us on Facebook too, just by searching for The Frame. Finally this week, a preview of our latest Frame by Frame segment. Food insecurity is one of the biggest challenges faced across the country, and those in the Metro West area are not an exception to that. Thankfully, local nonprofit groups such as Daniel's Table are here to help. As a matter of fact, Daniel's Table is getting ready to open up their brand new facility along Pearl Street in downtown Framingham, after their previous site was brought down just a couple of days ago. With a new building comes new excitement to offer food security services and additional resources to the Framingham community. Our own Mackenzie Wright has more.
Food insecurity is when your family can't get nutritional food 7 days a week without putting it on a credit card or getting into debt or not getting that tire fixed because you want to make sure your kids are fed. It's also making sure the parents are fed and they're not sacrificing just so that their children can eat. It impacts so many people in our community, our state, our world.
Now, while the Daniel's Table team awaits the opening of their new building, their temporary location is just around the corner at 56 Park Street. If you want to watch that full segment on Daniel's Table, be sure to visit www.theframe.news or visit Access Framingham's YouTube channel. That's all for this week's Framingham News in Focus. For everyone here at The Frame, thank you for listening or for watching. I'm Brendan Fitzpatrick. We'll talk to you next week. Take care.